I still clearly remember that yellow taxi. Just seeing it, even in an old photograph, feels like I'm being pulled back to those evenings sitting in front of the box-shaped TV waiting for Taxi to air. I remember the feeling of first meeting the bewildered Latka, Alex who was gentle yet profound, Elaine who was strong yet vulnerable, and Louis De Palma who shouted as if the world operated according to his will. Back then, I thought Taxi was simply a cute sitcom telling the story of a few lost people clinging to their small dreams. But the more I grew up, the more I realized the show was not as simple as I once believed. Behind the characters we thought we already understood were countless stories no one expected. Do you know the story of Andy Kaufman bringing a stripper onto the set, or why Jeff Conaway, once expected to be the star, gradually disappeared from the show as if he had never existed? According to a technician, that morning everything was as usual until the metal door opened and Kaufman walked in not as Latka, but as Tony Clifton in a wrinkled suit, dark sunglasses, with two dancers dressed boldly behind him. One crew member froze and whispered, "Lord, don't let ABC see this scene." Security was called, and they left without resistance. A producer later said, "Andy wasn't trying to break anything. He just wanted to see where our boundaries were." But the strangest secret was about Tony Clifton himself. This rude alter ego had his own contract, his own dressing room, and his own parking space at the studio. Kaufman often said, "Tony Clifton is not me. He is an independent artist." When Clifton appeared on set, he behaved as if he were in Vegas in 1972, yelling and throwing scripts on the ground. Everything reached its peak when Clifton caused a disturbance and security had to escort him out. Kaufman, in full makeup, only smiled, "I told you he is very difficult to work with." Then there was Jeff Conaway's heartbreaking story. The young actor I saw on screen, bright and lively, was in real life struggling in a battle he couldn't win. A crew member recalled, "That day we knocked for a long time but didn't hear Jeff answer. When we entered, we saw him lying on the floor breathing very heavily." The shooting schedule of 14 to 16 hours a day made him exhausted to the point he could no longer control his painkiller habit. DeVito said, "We cared about Jeff, but every time we shot, the whole crew worried whether he could stand steady that day." Behind the gentle laughs were also long nights that made the entire cast truly exhausted. Marilu Henner once recalled with a smile that was both sad and proud, "We slept right on the sofas of the set. In the morning, my face still had the seam marks." A lighting technician said, "We watched them laugh and forgot that just minutes earlier, they were resting their heads on their hands." And speaking of Marilu, Danny DeVito once said a line that made the whole crew laugh, "Marilu is not acting at all. That is truly who she is." In real life, Marilu was intelligent, decisive, speaking fast and full of energy, just like Elaine. DeVito continued teasing, "If she gets angry, even Louis has to step aside." Perhaps the most beautiful backstage story was the love between Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. On screen, Louis was irritable and petty, yet Xena was patient and gentle. A crew member said, "No need for the director to cue them. Every time they looked at each other, the set softened." In real life, they met in 1971 and moved in together after only 2 weeks. A writer said, "We didn't write Xena for Rhea. We wrote Xena because of Rhea." In 1982, when Louis and Xena married in the show, in real life they married as well. Two stories, real and acted, merged gently like the very heartbeat of Taxi. And that melancholy theme song, you remember? Angela was originally written just for a date scene in one episode. Bob James said, "I did not think much. It was just a short scene." But when producers heard it, they were stunned. This is the soul of Taxi. They changed the theme right before the first episode aired, and from a secondary piece, Angela became the whispering opening tied to the memories of countless viewers. If you enjoyed discovering these secrets behind one of television's most beloved shows, hit that like button and subscribe to Hollywood Unseen. Ring the notification bell because we're just getting started. There are still stories, secrets, and truths about your favorite shows that Hollywood never wanted you to know.